their warm-up lap for 17 hectic laps around this German racetrack.
So a very warm welcome here to Schleiz in eastern Germany for this round of the UEM Super Sidecar Championship. And the weather conditions really could not be any better. Gorgeous sunshine as the lights are about to change, and Ian, they're about to go.
Yeah, and Martin Van Gil's getting a good run from the middle of the front row, but for a change, Steve Webster and Paul Wood had actually got a good start.
I think he's probably still recovering from that incident in the last round when he lost the sidecar wheel. That was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, and as Webster leads them off over the hill for the first time. Oh, and that looks like Billy Galros off into the... Oh my goodness, Billy Galros has hit the barrier on the first lap.
Dumping his passenger and someone else out with him.
Number 20, Thomas Fuchel, the Czech rider. Oh, that's a disaster. Here we see it again. And they must have got some sort of nudge there. Galros just took Fuchel out. He had nowhere to go. Peter Berglund thrown from the sidecar there in the gravel trap. Oh, disaster for the Swedes.
Well, when you consider the result that he had at the previous round when he finished on the podium for the first time in, what, 20-something years, that's, oh, they're okay, that's the main thing, they're all heading up. But meanwhile, we join the action back at the front. Webster is still there, and Steve, as you say, with a DNF from the previous round, he lost that sidecar with very spectacular fashion as well, but he survived that as the rest of the field play catch up to the man in front.
Yeah, Webster will put that disappointment from Anderstorp behind him. And, well, there's Peter Berglund running down to where the machine stopped. And, well, it looks like they're going to get going again. So, a tough breed, these Swedes. Now, we're on board with Tim Reeves, and he's got Jos Moser in front of him. So, Moser really going well this weekend, the Austrian rider.
Well, Reeves, I think, a little bit further down to where we normally expect him to be, because he's the guy that gets the whole shot and everybody else.
Yeah, that problem in qualifying really causing him problems now. As you can see, he's stuck down in the middle of the pack, and this is not going to be easy to get through. But, well, he's already made that pass on Jos Moser, so he's now got the French father and son team with Jean and Gregory Clues in front of him. And let's see how quickly Reevesy can make up positions.
And we've got a change at the front. Richard Gatt with his passenger Paul Randall, the two Brits, have now gone past Steve Webster to take the lead. Still the parent of father and son, Tony and Martin Van Gils in third position. And there is Tim and Tristan Reeves on that M&M Suzuki powered outfit. Oh, we've got a great scrap going on here. Look at these onboard shots.
Yeah, superb onboard shots. You can really see the bumpy nature and the tricky circuit here at Schleiz. This is the main road from Schleiz to the next village. Reeves, he goes deep on the brakes and he's through past Clues. Fantastic.
I have to say one thing, and it's a darn good job they don't have speed cameras over here. And these boys would have got banned after 3 laps, wouldn't they? Unlike us poor people here in the UK.
Well, there's Barry and Jane Fleury. They've been struggling this weekend with the bumps and not really suiting the New Zealanders round here. But putting on a good show, and they need the points.
So, of course, Schleiz is the place where we come back to in a few weeks' time for the next round of the European Superside Series. So it's a good chance for some of the drivers to get used to this circuit. And as you say, Ian, it's part of the old road system as well as a new part of the circuit. So here they come to complete another lap. Who is it this time? It looks like Randall still has the lead on Webster, and someone with a little bit of fire coming out of the exhaust there. I think that was Rosher and Hanny.
Yeah, Rosher, just a bit of unburnt fuel coming through that exhaust. Pekka Pivarinta and Peter Wall, we saw them earlier in the show, having a good ride so far, and Tim Reeves still stuck further down the pack in about 8th position at the moment, not where he wants to be for sure.
It'll make life very hard for the two young brothers if they're going to get anywhere near the front. They lead the series, of course, coming here today after Webster DNF in the last round. That took them to the top of the standings, but I don't think they're going to hang on to it unless they can get somewhere to the front, in front of Webster.
Just look at the bumps as the machines come out of that chicane. The passengers really having to hang on round here, and it's been causing them a few problems in qualifying.
You've driven here before on this circuit. In fact, Ian, you drove on the very old circuit, didn't you?
Yeah, 6.8 kilometres around past the shops and the hotels and down through the village, and it's an awesome place, really spectacular.
Did you need a road map before you went out for the race?
Yeah, I found a field a couple of times.
Oh, I see. Here we go. Tim and Tristan Reeves. Tim, of course, the driver, and Tristan, his younger brother, the passenger. As the bumps shake our onboard cameras around, and they are closing down on. Who is that just in front?
Well, that looks like the reigning Euro Cup champions, Tero Manninen and Pekka Koismanen. And I think, looking at the colours, that could be Brian Penner just in front of Manninen. So good ride from the Brits there as well.
So another lap completed. Webster still there in second position, behind the leading two of Gatz and Randall.
Yeah, the former British champions doing a really good job. This is the first time they've been to Schleiz and really got to grips with the place quite early on. Sepp Doppler there, the former solo racer from Austria, putting in a good show as well.
Here is that tussle out front, and Van Gil still sits there in third, waiting for a mistake from either one of these two. Richard Gatt and Paul Randall then leads Steve Webster and Paul Woodhead. Third in the standings coming in today for Webster, a position that he's not used to being in. Is the number 57 outfit coming through in.
Yeah, John and Gregory Clues there. They based the colour scheme of that outfit on my old colour scheme, don't you know, Kenny?
Those were the days, old timer. Now retired World Cup sidecar driver, Ian Guy speaking. I know he's sitting there just wishing he was out there, don't you?
Well, I'm on board here. Oh, Tim Reeves makes a mistake in the chicane there, and that's really cost him some time. Well, I don't know what happened there. He could have got it in a false neutral or something, but, well, just look at the time he's lost on Manninen already.
Well, he's not going to be a happy little man, that's for sure. And I'm sure Tristan, his younger brother, the passenger, may just give him a clip round the ear as he threatened to do previously. Here they come, side by side. Is Webster going to take the lead? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, just superb move there from Webster. Got the slipstream down the straight. And yeah, Brian Penner and Rod Stedman doing a good job there ahead of the reigning Euro Cup champions. Mike Rosser and Adolf Harney. Well, we've seen them have so many problems this year so far. They must be over the moon with the performance so far this weekend.
Back on board with Tim and Tristan Reeves on the M&M teamed outfit, trying to make up some of that time that they just lost when they overshot that particular corner. Webster already beginning to stretch that lead. I think Rosher and Haney are thinking of maybe taking a pass on the two the Van Gils pair in there, the father and son on the number 4 outfit. It's going to be a close race, I think, here for second spot.
Yeah, it's really close. I mean, Pekka Pivarinta, the Finnish driver, has just gone past Van Gils and up into third place. So he's really got to move on that here as well.
So on board again with Tim and Tristan Reeves, and they are trying everything they can. They're catching the two in front. So I have a suspicion that they may try a...
The Manninen is all over the dirt there trying to get past Brian Penner. Really got it locked up on the way in. You can see it sliding just on the wrong line. Lucky not to collect Tim Reeves.
Yeah, so he was almost involved in that one, but gives him a chance maybe to close up again.
And you can just see how the passengers are struggling there. Pekka Koismanen just losing his grip slightly through that chicane. Now Richard Gatt and Paul Randall retaking the lead from Steve Webster and Paul Woodhead. Well, there's a turn up for the book.
Learning from the master, as they say.
Yeah, they've got a good bike underneath them now, the ex-Stevie Abbott machine from last year, and Tim and Tristan Reeves still struggling to make up this time. Well, there's our friends John and Gregory Clues. They're in 9th place at the moment, so really good ride from the French team.
And not a usual pairing that we see in the European Series, are they?
No, they're just having a one-off ride here. I think we might see them later on in the season as well. So it's good to see the French joining.
International Series that this European is, with that is Tim and Tristan Reeves, and Tim looking back at Tristan, or looking back at somebody.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't seem happy with body language and the way that he hasn't really made up the time. I think there's definitely a problem with that Suzuki. Doesn't seem to be attacking the race course as he would normally.
So you suspect a mechanical problem, or maybe the driver and passenger just getting a little tired?
It's possible. Yeah, Tim just putting his hand up there, so there's definitely some sort of issue.
Well, they gave themselves a very tall order. with the start they had from way down on the grid. So I think maybe they just asked a little too much of the Suzuki. Yeah, they're out of this one here, no doubt about it. They're going to pull over.
Yeah, it's just not been their weekend here in Germany.
So Tim and Tristan Reeves out of it. Looks, well, I was going to say, is that Webster now leading and Van Gils second? Have we lost Gatz and Randall?
Well, I didn't see there's Jos Moser. He's in 6th place. Josef Moser, Ule Waffler, former ice racing champion from Austria. And it does look like we've lost Richard Gatt and Paul Randall because Webster's out on his own. And Pekka Pivarinta's dropped back as well. So things getting a real shake-up at the front.
So it stays like this, we're going to see 2 people on the rostrum, which one of those parents certainly haven't been there this year.
Well, no, it's been dominated by the Brits, apart from Billy Gowross getting on the rostrum last time out. So, yeah, some new faces to see at the end of this race, hopefully.
Hanny will be there for the first time, so will the 2 Van Gils boys. Tony, of course, making a return to racing for this round after taking a rest at the previous round in Sweden.
And after talking to him from qualifying, I think he wished he'd taken a rest from this round as well. The circuit's so bumpy.
Well, they've got it all to look forward to in a few weeks' time when we come back here to Schleiz for the next round, before we go on to the final round, which of course is Spain. And this European Sidecar Series has thrown up a few unexpected things now. What's going on here, Ian?
Well, Martin and Tony Van Gils are in the lead. They've caught Steve Webster and gone past him, so they're really on top form this weekend. They didn't give up in the early stages when they were down to 4th and just chopping the nose off of that Castrol machine into turn 1.
I noticed Paul Woodhead just looking across, looking just behind them, I'm not sure, to see if there was anybody else there to do the same.
Yeah, 17 laps, a long way round here, but the crowd enjoying every minute of it.
Down the hill they come, and it is still Van Gils that leads. Steve Webster relegated again back to 2nd place. Now, if Martin Van Gils can win this race, I'm not quite sure what that'll do to the overall standings in the championship, because I think Van Gils was, what, about 4th?
Yeah, 4th place, but he's had a few low scores as well this season, so he really needs to get some big points on the scoreboard. Moser's still going well there in 6th position.
I'm just wondering that whether Webster has a problem as well. Let's see as they come around again.
Well, that's a back mark of the yellow machine. Well, it doesn't seem Webster's got a problem, does he? He just flew past Van Gils down the start-finish straight there. Van Gils not giving up easily. He's a hard rider, former motocross rider, very tough. Mike Rosser, Adolf Harley still in 3rd place there. And there's Richard Gatt and Paul Randall, and they've definitely got a problem. Look, they're slowed right down there. That's Jon and Gregory Clues in 9th place. So Gaddy just about to get relegated.
Well, here comes Webster, Mr. Dominant. After losing that sidecar wheel at the previous round in Sweden, he's re-establishing himself back out front. And so Rosser and Harley there come through now. If they finish 3rd, this is going to be a great result for the pair.
Yeah, and I just noticed in the background, Kenny, Tom Hanks and Phil Biggs, they started from the back row of the grid from this race. And they're now up in the 5th position behind Pivarinta. Fantastic ride from Tom Hanks, 2nd in the series, 1 point behind Tim Reeves going into this race. So Hanks has got it all to do.
I know one thing, there's going to be 1 or 2 crews not looking forward to coming back here in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, we saw Tom talking after qualifying and he just didn't like the place at all, but the way he's going at the moment, it's not showing.
Still 2nd for the number 4 outfit of Martin and Tony Van Gils from the Netherlands. And there is Webster going past Jane and Barry Fleury, so the 2 Kiwis down a lap on the race leader. This should establish Webster back at the top of the standings after this round.
Yeah, for sure, with Tim and Tristan going out. And there's Tom Hanks. He's up to 4th place now, closing in on Rosser at a fair rate of knots. So whatever problems Hanksy had in qualifying with this circuit, he's certainly overcome them now.
Well, if he's going to do it, he needs to do it very quickly, because here they come, Steve Webster and Paul Woodhead, the passenger, heading for the checkered flag, and a win here at Schleiz in East Germany this Euro Sidecar round. So Webster once again gets himself back out front and back onto the top step of the podium. It's been a hard race for sure, and it looks to me like Tom Hanks did indeed come home in third place. Yes, he did, with the Van Gils pairing finishing second. Roscher and Haney to fourth, Paverinta and Wall in fifth, and Pedder and Stedman down in sixth. Well, there he is, or there they are, we should say. Back where they belong, I think, Ian.
Yeah, they'll definitely be pleased with that one after the disappointment last time out, and back to the top of the championship.
So let's have a look at those points. 100 then from Webster and Woodhead, with Hanks and Big still there in second, with Reeves and Reeves hanging on to third. Van Gils, Paverinta, Billy Garros in sixth.